WWE Clash at the Castle review, recap, whatever you want to call it, here on the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Like I said, I am Matt the Misfit. We have a Twitter now. It's called at Misfit Wrestling TV. If you want to follow my podcast on Twitter, there it is right there. But we'll talk more about that later. We got Clash at the Castle to talk about. Great, fantastic show. One of the first actual shows booked by the new head of creative, Triple H, the man in charge. This show felt like a takeover to me. To me, this show was the best WWE show of the year. And that's saying a lot. Because I've sat through some of the worst pay-per-views under the Vince McMahon regime in the last 10, 15 years. And this was incredible. The second best show that WWE put on this year was WrestleMania Night 1 from in April. But this has topped all of that. We had a match of the year candidate with Sheamus and Walter for the Intercontinental Championship. We had a really good 6-woman tag match. We had a very good match between Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins. We had the main event between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. We had Shayna Baszler challenging not Rhea Ripley. She challenged Liv Morgan, the SmackDown Women's title. We had the Judgment Day taking on Edge and Rey Mysterio. We had not really a surprise heel turn. We saw it coming, but it happened with Dominik Mysterio turning on Edge and his father, Rey Mysterio. We had the main roster debuts of the former Fabian Aichner, now going by Giovanni Vinci, and Solo Sikoa from NXT, both called up tonight. They are on the main roster. They are part of the SmackDown brand. Giovanni Vinci is now with Imperium. They brought Imperium back. Solo Sikoa is a heel on the main roster, joining the Bloodline. He is the third Uso. There's that. So let's talk about the show here. I didn't get to watch the pre-show because I set my alarm to wake up at 12. I think it was like 12:45, assuming there wasn't going to be a pre-show match. So I woke up. I missed the pre-show match, so I don't know what happened. So I don't know anything. But what I understand on the pre-show match was it was Madcap Moss and Street Profits defeated Austin Theory. Yes, Austin Theory's got his name back. And Alpha Academy. So there was that. I didn't get to see that, so it's whatever. Whatever. All right, so we opened the show. Fantastic crowd. Over, I believe the capacity officially, according to them, it probably is true this time around, given how packed that entire stadium was. 62,296. This was from Cardiff, Wales, in the United Kingdom, from the Principality Stadium. Raw and SmackDown, the first real show, like I said, booked by Triple H, that he put together. This is the card he put together. This is not a Vince McMahon card that he had to deal with SummerSlam last month, 2 months ago. So we opened the show with the group known as Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, Iyo Sky, formerly Io Shirai, defeated Bianca Belair, Asuka and Alexa Bliss. A very fun opening 6-woman tag. Bayley is over as you would expect. You had that "Hey Bayley" chant happening. It was fun stuff. Iyo Shirai is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. She proves it every freaking time she gets in the ring. We had a fun little back and forth with Asuka and Iyo. I want that match so bad. Triple H stopped teasing us with that. Alexa Bliss did some good stuff here. Asuka's always great. Bianca Belair, like I said, I'm not the biggest Bianca Belair fan. I understand why people like her. She is not a bad wrestler. But she's not my cup of tea. Her best match this year was with Becky Lynch, and because I like Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is a far better wrestler. That's just me. Becky Lynch I was under the impression, I was told by a good friend of mine. Becky Lynch will be back probably by Survivor Series. She didn't need surgery or anything like that, so she'll be back. Alexa Bliss, unfortunately, was only in the spot because Becky got hurt. That's unfortunate there, but it was a fun match. Usually, Bianca Belair got pinned by Bayley. Usually, I don't like the champions getting pinned in the match. But here I didn't mind it because it took 3 finishers to finish Bianca Belair off. Bianca took the haluva kick from Dakota Kai. She took the Iyo's moonsault, which is one of my favorite moves in the world. Her moonsault is beautiful. Bayley, I believe she hit the, I forgot what I think she calls the rose plant. I'm not sure. She calls it something, but so Damage Control picks up the win. This also sets up a future women's championship match between Bayley and Bianca Belair. That was going to happen regardless, because if you guys remember, before the world shut down, Bayley, no, when they were going to go back on tour, Bayley was supposed to challenge Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title at Money in the Bank last year, and it was supposed to be her and Bianca for the women's title in the last women's standing match. Bayley got hurt, so we're going to go back to that eventually. So there's that. Then we had a match I was super looking forward to. This match was fucking incredible. 2 people beat the absolute shit out of each other. It's hard to talk when this match was great. It was Gunther with Imperium. Yes, you heard me right. Imperium is back. With Ludwig Kaiser, for former Marcel Bartel, and Giovanni Vinci, which is the former not Marcel Bartel. He was a Fabian Aichner in NXT. Defeated Sheamus in a fucking amazing match. Match of the night, match of the year candidate. These 2 beat the shit out of each other. Triple H, thank this man for everything, because Triple H has made the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship feel very much important in 6 weeks, more than Vince McMahon has in the last 20 years. I can't, the last time I enjoyed an Intercontinental Championship run or anything doing with the Intercontinental title was that short feud with The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. But Gunther retains with just a clothesline. That's what I like about Gunther's matches. Sometimes you never know what he ends the match with. I remember last year, I believe it was last year. It was the end where they were going to go off a Tuesday. It was the first 2-night takeover. It was him and Tommaso Ciampa, and he beat Ciampa with just a chop. That was great. That was one of my favorite matches of last year too. But I'm excited for what's going to happen with Gunther next and Imperium. Imperium, finally, we got another fresh tag team on the roster. So that's great. Ludwig and Vinci are a fantastic tag team, former NXT. Hold on, let me look up what they got here. I believe they're former 2-time NXT tag team champions. Yes, former 2-time NXT tag team champions. Walter, of course, the longest reigning NXT UK champion. That title will be null and void tomorrow, or whenever you guys, maybe today, whenever you listen to this, because NXT UK is going on a very long hiatus, getting rebranded as NXT Europe. We'll talk about that later or some other time. But there's that. Like I said, I'm surprised that Imperium never won the NXT UK tag titles, which is very weird to me. Anyway, so that was a fun match. I enjoyed that. I want more matches like that with Walter every week. He had 2 back-to-back bangers, by the way. Last championship match he had was with Shinsuke Nakamura when they reinvigorated the championship, is what I mean. So there's that. Liv Morgan defeated Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Liv Morgan retained the championship in a fun little match. It wasn't anything to write home about. it was kind of hard to follow that match. So there's that. So Shayna Baszler is back to being. Looks like Shayna Baszler was one of those people that were gonna thrive under Triple H, and I'm glad that the old Shayna is coming back because of that. I did not like what Vince did to Shayna. He neutered her the moment she got to like up from when she debuted, which was that into the Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania was Shayna Baszler was how Shayna Baszler should be booked, and then Vince just ruined it completely. We had glimpses of it a little bit, and then they just dropped the ball with it again and did the thing with Natty. Thank God Triple H is in charge because now he can book Shayna like the killer she is. Shayna Baszler will get her time, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I don't know who's going to be the championship match at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title. I would love for Shayna to be in that match and actually win the title. So there's that. Dominik Mysterio. Or not Dominik Mysterio. Edge and Rey Mysterio, the former World WWE Tag Team Champions. I believe they won the titles. This is like years ago, but I want to look this up anyways. They won the titles once. And during the SmackDown 6 era, which was one of my favorite eras of SmackDown, which was, I believe, the SmackDown 6 were Edge, Rey Mysterio, the Chavo and Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit. So there's that. They had Dominik Mysterio in their corner versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley in their corner. Rhea Ripley is great. Dominik, not so much. This is a fun match. The crowd ate up Edge's entrance. They started singing along to his theme song, which I thought was fantastic. This crowd all night was just. I want to bring their energy with us everywhere they go. That was fantastic stuff. I love the UK. I love crowds like Chicago and the UK and New York City, or Brooklyn mainly, because Los Angeles sometimes brings it. I'm trying to think of some other ones. There's some other towns. Canada always brings it. You Canadians are crazy. The UK always brings it when they are in town. So some good stuff. Again, fun match. Nothing to write home about as a match itself. The post match is what everybody's talking about. Edge and Rey Mysterio win here. Don't know if I agree with that. I think Judgment Day should have won here. They need a win, a desperate win. I don't think the Judgment Day has won a match on pay-per-view since Hell in a Cell when Edge was the leader of that group. Anyway, so after the match, they're celebrating. Dominik Mysterio gets in the ring. Looks like he's gonna be all buddy, and then all of a sudden, boom! Dominik hits Edge right in the dick, and it was glorious to see Edge sell it. And my favorite part about that is not the kick itself, that the fact that both shoes came off from a low blow. That was great. Then Rey Mysterio looks surprising, which is surprising. Like whatever. Rey tries to talk to Dominik. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like he's trying to calm him down. Turns around, and boom! Decks his dad too with a clothesline. And I love the GIF. It's a GIF. You can put it into a GIF, but it's a new meme. The Judgment Day laughing their ass off, basically going like, "I told you so, Rey. You don't listen. You're a bad father," as Finn Balor would call it. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day their push has been kind of weird lately. Like Finn Balor joins the Judgment Day when Vince McMahon was in charge. It was not that great. It was kind of boring, if I'm being honest. It's not still. It's okay, but like, um, they're hopefully getting something there. I trust Triple H. He loves these three in this group. He loves Finn. He loves Priest. He loves Rhea Ripley. So we'll see what happens there in the future. Will Dominik join the Judgment Day on Raw? We'll find out. Who knows? I'm excited to watch Raw on Monday. Whoever thought I would say that? I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Not live, of course. I'm not gonna do live shows. I prefer like live. Doing live. Yeah, it's not my thing. But I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw starting this Monday. I will actually review NXT 2.0 to see what's next with NXT. I will also be reviewing. I'll get to those after I go through this show here. So like I said, so that was great. We'll see where it goes with Dominik Mysterio. So there's that. Then we had another great match: Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle. This match was supposed to happen at SummerSlam. Did not. Great call by Triple H to pull that show from there to put it on Cardiff. Clash at the Castle. This match was fantastic. My second favorite match of the night. Rollins came out like it's very weirdly looking like I don't know what they explained that was. Matt Riddle got his first name back. Some good stuff happened here. There was a spot I liked in this match where I don't remember what it was, but Seth Rollins turned something into a pedigree, and I thought it was in the end of the match. It was great. Rollins hit the Bro Derek. I believe Matt Riddle hit a pedigree of his own. In the end, Matt Riddle's frustrations and emotions got the better of him. Rollins hits a stomp and then hits a super stomp from the top on the top rope, the second rope for the pin, for the win. This match will continue. This feud will continue, hopefully, at Extreme Rules with a stipulation involved, maybe like a steel cage match, or what I would do is Hell in a Cell, if that's how I would book it. Rollins needed this win, if I'm being honest here. Matt Riddle, nothing will happen to Matt Riddle with this loss here. He'll get his win back at Extreme Rules. Rollins needed this win. Rollins had three of the best matches this year with Cody Rhodes, who's out with injury. Cody Rhodes hopefully will be back by WrestleMania. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, this is a fun match. We'll see where they go next, because that promo Rollins cut on Riddle the other night on Raw was some of the best stuff I've seen in a while. And again, Triple H proves you don't need to go for TV 14 to have a great, good television. Like, just book the shows better. That's what Triple H is doing. So this match with 17-22. Well, I'll go through the rest of the times for these matches here. Then we got the main event for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. We have the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns defending against Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre went into this match almost like the hero of this entire match here, which is very weird to me, because originally I was like, Roman's gonna probably win here. And then I thought about this, because they started building this Roman, they started building Drew up like the, I don't know, a gladiator or whatever. I can't really put it on. I can't put my finger on what they were trying to do with that. But Drew is the one who actually pushed for this show months ago, and they got it. They put Drew in the main event. I don't know. I don't want to say begged for it, but he earned to be in the main event. Drew McIntyre was built up this way. He had the whole shtick. They even had They even had Broken Dreams play for a minute and a half, which I got excited for, and then I found out then that wasn't his music and got very depressed on that. I'm kidding. It was so good to hear that song again. This was actually a really fun main event. However, what kills the main event for me is the ending, and I didn't like how it was done. Too much overbooking on this. So Karrion Kross, Scarlett were in the crowd. They threw a bottle at McIntyre. Parts of in the middle of the match, somewhere in the match, on the outside. Drew says, "You want to go? I'll shove that hourglass up your ass," and stuff. Whatever. That was basically the extent of Kross and Scarlett we saw at all. Tyson Fury was at ringside. I was hoping he didn't didn't get involved in the way I thought he would, which was costing Drew the match or something. So Drew, I believe, was the first one to kick out in a long time of the spear and the Superman punch and then get out of the guillotine. Rough bump we had, which was Drew set it up with a Claymore. I believe he hits the Claymore, but the referee gets knocked. But Roman gets knocked into Charles Robinson. And then out comes Austin Theory, which I was like, no, don't you fucking dare ruin this with Austin Theory. And then Tyson Fury punched the ever-living shit out of Austin Theory out of nowhere. And I was like, thank God he was there. Drew got up, hits the Claymore. The referee that came out with Theory gets in the ring. 1, 2, Roman kicks out. I was almost like, this was stressful to watch. And then Drew goes out for another Claymore, hits it. The referee goes for the cover, and then referee gets pulled out of the ring. I'm like, what's happening here? What's happening? Is it Braun Strowman? Because rumors of Braun Strowman returning is happening on Raw. No, it's the third Uso. It's Solo Sikoa making his main roster debut, helping Roman Reigns retain the Universal Championship, basically proving Drew's point correctly. He cannot win a match without the help of the Bloodline. So I'm excited for Solo Sikoa. I really like Solo Sikoa from what I've seen in NXT. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Ever since they relaunched, outside of the last 2 episodes of NXT, just to see what they're going to do with this whole NXT UK thing is, I had not watched a single episode of NXT UK, or not NXT UK, NXT 2.0 up until that point. But from the things I have seen, so I'll skim through some stuff and seen Solo Sikoa, and I like Solo Sikoa. He's great. He reminds me of the Usos, which of course he does. He's their brother. Other people on that other people in NXT the 2.0 that I actually do like. I like Wendy Chu. I like Karen Q as a person, and I like her as a wrestler. I liked her. I was one of the very few that liked her as Mei Ying. Like I said, we just got Giovanni Vinci up on the main roster. He's one of the strongest men I've ever seen. He's great. Legado del Fantasma is rumored to be coming up to the main roster. Santos Escobar is great. Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde will be a great addition to the tag team division. Alexa Lopez is there for eye candy. That's basically for the eyes. She looks great. Anybody else who's supposed to... I like Tiffany Stratton to a degree. I like Nikita Lyons. Cora Jade is hit and miss with me sometimes. I like Roxanne Perez. I like I don't really care for Grayson Waller. I like Gigi Dolan from Toxic Attraction. Because I was a fan of hers when she was Priscilla Kelly. I like Tyler Bate. I like Mako Satomura, Blair Davenport. I like basically a lot of people down there. So we'll see what happens with that. One thing I forgot to mention: the Damage Control, the women's tag matches. Michael Cole during the match when Iyo Shirai got tagged in, and I missed my jaw sort of dropped the floor when I heard this. He said, and I quote, "Did you know that Iyo Sky's sister Mio was in a faction with her sister Mio, or Iyo Sky was in a faction with her sister Mio and Asuka called Triple Tails," and my jaw fucking dropped to the floor. I'm like, did I just hear Iyo Shirai and Triple Tails name drop on this show? I couldn't believe it. And the more I think of it, I'm like, and people say Vince is in charge. No, motherfucker. He's not in charge. He would never have that word come out of his mouth. That phrase would have never came out of not Corey Graves, Michael Cole's mouth. Triple H. See, so this is sort of like AEW. Like, I would say, like, when AEW has does some references to NXT's wrestlers who had rivalries in NXT, like if they do Andrade and Malachi Black down the line, and they play off that whole thing, their NXT history is as wrestling history is AEW history. For Triple H, it's gonna be wrestling. Any history is gonna be WWE history for Triple H, and I love that. That was great. Michael Cole has been the best thing. The best thing to ever happen to Michael Cole is Vince McMahon getting out of there, next to Pat McAfee being there. Not having Vince, a 77-year-old man, screaming in your ear every Friday, it must be a great feeling. Actually, for the last 25 years, must be a great feeling for Michael Cole, having a guy in his ear that basically just lays it straight. Just call a wrestling match. That's one of the things I liked about NXT's commentary when Triple H was running it. Like Vic Joseph gets a lot of flack, but I like Vic Joseph when he's not micromanaged like Michael Cole was under Vince McMahon. Same thing when Jimmy Smith is still not that great. I'm like, I used to like Jimmy Smith, but he's gotten kind of this is why I want Triple H to try to bring back Mauro Ranallo, put him on Monday Night Raw, get Jimmy Smith out of there, put Mauro and Nigel McGuinness on Monday Night Raw, have them call Raw, and then you know what, I don't even need Corey Graves on there. Just two commentators per show. Take Corey Graves off the show. Take Byron Saxton off the show. Replace Jimmy Smith with Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness, and then you have Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo on one team, and then you have Pat McAfee and Michael Cole on the other. There you go. Boom. So my schedule going forward, because you've noticed I stopped reviewing a lot of stuff because I didn't have much time. But like when it comes to because I was not going to review Raw at SmackDown because of how bad those shows were with Vince McMahon. I've enjoyed Raw so much since Triple H has taken over that I'm going to start reviewing Raw. I'm going to start reviewing SmackDown. I'm not going to review Rampage. I've dropped Rampage from my viewing because there's no point in watching Rampage. Nothing important happens on that show. Unless somebody like Punk or Moxley or Danielson's going to wrestle on that show. I don't care about Rampage. So there's that. So Mondays, either after the show, I'm going to record it, either after the show or a couple hours after the show after I process everything. You're going to have your Raw review. You're going to probably have an NXT review. I'm not 100% sure on that. I will let you guys know on that one, on that front, what's going to happen there. You'll have your AEW Dynamite review, obviously. Then you'll have, then on Fridays, you'll have your SmackDown review. Now I'm going to review the pay-per-views. Well, I'm trying to figure out if I'm debating whether or not I'm going to review. I'll probably review Worlds Collide and then get ready for All Out, and then I'll do All Out. as a review too. So that's the working plan. The next pay-per-view for WWE is Extreme Rules, which is on I know I'm not counting World Collide yet. That's an NXT, but the main roster Extreme Rules is on October the 8th from Philadelphia. So we'll see. I'm excited for that show as well because Triple H made this show feel important, and I was excited to watch the show. I actually was more excited to watch the show than I am to watch All Out. I mean All Out's gonna be pretty good, I guess. I mean, well, I'll run down the All Out card for you guys for tomorrow's show. Tomorrow night's All Out pay-per-view event, which I still can't believe this. 19 matches. I still get one thing about it I liked about Clash of the Castle is that there was only 6 matches for 3-hour show, 6 matches. Every match got time, and I'm actually gonna run through the times of these matches here. So the women's tag match got 18 minutes and 44 seconds. Gunther and Sheamus got 19 minutes 33 seconds. Liv and Shayna only got 11 minutes. That was the shortest match on the show. Edge and Mysterio in the Injection Day got 12:35. Rollins and Riddle got 17:22, and the longest match on the show was Reigns and McIntyre, which got 30 minutes, almost 31 minutes. And it was only 6. Well, yeah, 6 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 matches. So there's that. All right. So and it felt like a takeover too, which made that show even better. Just all you need. You don't everybody. Triple H proves that you don't need to have everybody on the card, and they have to actually be on. If they're on the card, they're on the card for a reason. And that's what Triple H did with the takeover. You didn't always see people like. I'm gonna just throw a name out there. I'm gonna throw a name out there. I'm gonna just throw a name out here. Aaliyah when she was in NXT. No, actually, sketch that. Xia Li. I like Xia Li better than Aaliyah. You didn't see Xia Li on every takeover in a random like 6-woman, 8-woman tag or a battle royal or nothing because it didn't belong there. He's gonna put a match on the show, not for the sake of putting a match on the show. He's gonna because if it's been built for the show, it's gonna be on the show. Like the pre-show match, he put it on there because it was a pre-show match. There's no really rhyme or reason for it. I had not, anyways. So here's All Out's card tomorrow. On the pre-show, you have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Eddie Kingston. The match was supposed to be Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara. You know all that detail with the whole thing with Sammy and Eddie. I'm not going to get into that bull crap. None of that. Pac will defend the AEW All Out Championship against Kip Sabian. Hook will defend the FTW title against Angelo Parker of the Jericho's Appreciation Society. I guess speaking of the Jericho Appreciation Society, Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara will defend their AAA mixed tag team titles against Ruby Soho and Ortiz. This is the 3rd time we've seen this match in over a week. In the span of a week, I'm over it already. Then we got the main card. We got the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus the Lionheart, Chris Jericho. This will be their first match against each other in I want to say since 2010. There's that. I'm gonna go run through predictions real quick too. I'm at it. I'm not going where I don't care about the pre-show. We're gonna go through the main card. I think Bryan Danielson's gonna win with the help of Angelo and Daniel Garcia. It just makes sense. I think Daniel Garcia is gonna turn on Jericho and join Blackpool Combat Club. Then we got Tony Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida for the interim AEW World Women's Championship. Thunder Rosa is out with an injury. I guess it's a back injury. I'm assuming that's what that is. So there's only 2 people who should win this match: Tony Storm or Jamie Hayter. I wouldn't mind to see Jamie Hayter win. I want Toni Storm to win. The only person I do not want to win is Britt Baker. I'm over Britt Baker. I think she is the Charlotte Flair of this division. I just don't like her. Hikaru Shida, I wouldn't mind Shida winning. Shida's great. She's she's actually my favorite women's wrestler in AEW. But because I feel like she deserves a run with the title in front of fans, kind of like Moxley deserves a run with the title in front of fans. But the original plan was for Toni Storm to win the title from Thunder Rosa, so I don't know if you would change that because Thunder Rosa's not in the match, or you just continue to go with it. But I'm gonna go with Jamie Hayter or Toni Storm to win. So there's that. The House of Black will take on Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro. Malachi Black reportedly. I'm assuming this is all confirmed now. Reportedly asked for his release. Apparently was not happy with his creative direction. And that request was reportedly denied. Things have moved up, according to Fightful, has moved over since then. So I don't think Malachi Black is going anywhere. This one's kind of tough because Malachi, the House of Black are coming off a loss in the trios tournament to the Dark Order, but also Sting doesn't lose. If Tony Khan wants to make good for Talis or to Malachi Black, I'm gonna go with House of Black on this one. I think they need a win. They really do need a win. Darby Allin doesn't hurt Darby Allin to lose. Sting can be protected. Sting's first loss should be in a tag match, if I'm being honest. I don't know. We'll see on that. Miro's interesting. Well, I'm still going with House of Black. House of Black, we got that here. Jade Cargill defends the TBS Championship against Athena. I'm assuming this was supposed to be Chris Statlander, so I would not actually put the title on. Actually, you know what? Actually, I don't care. If I'm being honest, Athena doesn't really I like Athena as a wrestler, but as a character, I just don't care. What is her character? I don't know. I don't really care for this match. I don't really care for Jade Cargill either. I don't care. But I'm gonna go on to Jade Cargill to retain. I don't really care about that. Personal rivalry. This has been fun. Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. This one's tough though. I'm gonna go with Christian Cage on this one. Because something tells me that this whole thing with Luchasaurus is on purpose. Unless Luchasaurus is actually injured, then I don't know. We'll find out that. This one I should not even be on the show, as much as I love the people involved here. We got Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. I really think, as much as I love Motor City Machine Guns, Wardlow and FTR should be doing something else. Wardlow should be defending the TNT Championship, and FTR should be challenging Swerve and Our Glory for the tag titles. But I think Wardlow and FTR are going to win this tag match here. And we have too many 6-man tag matches in here. We have the Casino, a ladder match. The winner of the match will receive a future AEW World Championship match. It's Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Penta El Zero Miedo, Rey Phoenix, Rush, Andrade El Idolo, Dante Martin, and the Joker pick. I'm always going to go with the Joker pick here. But that all depends on who the Joker is. I know a lot of people saying MJF. MJF in this pot would be a waste. Personally, I think the Joker is going to be either Samoa Joe or Adam Cole. If it's Adam Cole's winning it. If it's Samoa Joe, I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Wheeler Yuta. I'm assuming on what happens in the main event. If that makes sense. Then we got the tag team titles on the line. Swerve and Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland they're a great tag team. They were put together, and I wasn't sure about it, but they're a great tag team. I love it. Against the Acclaimed, I love the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. Two babyface tag teams going at it. Obviously, this is going to be a win for the Swerve and Glory, and hopefully, by Full Gear, hopefully we're going to get FTR versus Swerve and Glory for the tag titles. I'm hoping so. Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I really want Ricky Starks to win here. He just turned babyface. Powerhouse Hobbs was already a heel, but Ricky Starks just turned babyface. I think he needs that babyface win to get him to wherever they need to go with him. Ricky Starks will be a mega. Ricky Starks is a future world champion in this business. Eventually, that's gonna be great. Then we got the finals for the inaugural AEW World Trios Tag Team titles. We got the Elite Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks taking on Hangman Page, who is replacing Dark Order's 10 and Evil Uno in this tournament. With Dark Order's Alex Reynolds, John Silver. Okay, so this one's difficult because you have the option to do Hangman Page. You have the option to just put the titles immediately on the Elite because Tony Khan said he was waiting for Kenny Omega to come back to do this tournament. However, I originally thought that this would have been a perfect spot to have the Undisputed Elite come in and ruin it. That's not going to happen now because Bobby Fish is gone and not left the company. His contract was not renewed, so he's gone from AEW. And then Kyle O'Reilly is going to be out for a very long time with reportedly neck fusion surgery. So that kind of neglects all of that. So you know what? I'm gonna go with the Dark Order and Hangman Page. I think, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna go with that. So then we get the main event, the AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley defends against CM Punk. I still don't know how I feel about this match. Punk got injured, became world champion, got injured, took time off to get that foot surgically repaired. It wasn't as bad as people thought. Punk came back, added that match 2 weeks ago, last week, on Dynamite, and Punk got squashed in 2 minutes. No, another 3 minutes. Unfortunately, I think this is done so CM Punk can win the title back in Chicago and probably turn heel. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do here. I'm gonna go with CM Punk. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm also gonna run through all Worlds Collide while I'm at it. I might as well do that. I'm here. So let me do that. So that's my predictions for All Out. Here's Worlds Collide. Run down this card really quickly. The Creed Brothers defend the NXT the Unified Tag Titles match for the NXT and NXT UK Championships. The NXT Tag Team Champions, Creed Brothers versus the UK Tag Titles, Brooke Jensen and Josh Briggs versus Gallus, which is Mark Coffey and Wolfgang versus Pretty Deadly. I'm gonna go with Gallus to unify the tag titles because I feel like that's what they came over to do. It just made sense. We got Carmella Hayes defending the North America Championship against Ricochet. This should be match of the night. One of the matches of the weekend. This should be fantastic. Carmella Hayes is going to retain the North American Championship. We have the NXT Women's Tag Team titles on the line. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter defend against Doudrop and Nikki ASH. I would like to see Doudrop and Nikki ASH win the tag titles to have them, do something else for change than being stuck on Raw doing nothing, pretty much of nothing. So we'll see what happens there. the unification match for the NXT Women's and UK NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship. The NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose versus UK Champion Mako Satomura versus Blair Davenport. To me, either Mako or Blair Davenport should win. I don't know if Mako is gonna want to come over to the US, migrate over here, because of her stuff. Because because the whole thing we do with her promotions on Sendai Girls. I'm gonna go with Blair Davenport. Either way, I think Mandy Rose is not walking out with the championship. Because I think Toxic Attraction is going to the main roster after the show. Then we got the main event: Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate to unify the NXT and NXT UK championship. I don't think Braun Breaker is ready to go to the main roster, but I don't want Tyler Bate to lose after winning the championship back from after the title was vacated due to injury, but from Ilya Dragunov had to vacate the title because he was injured. I'm gonna go with Tyler Bate. So there's my predictions for All Out and Worlds Collide. But overall for Clash of the Castle, I enjoyed this show. Felt like a takeover. I'm excited for what's to come in the future with WWE. I'm excited to cover WWE again. I'm excited to talk about it again. We got potential returns in the pipeline, obviously with Braun Strowman coming back on Raw, according to the PW Insider. On Monday, actually, rumors of Bray Wyatt popping up, which I feel so bad for people who brought those rumors of Bray Wyatt returning tonight at Clash of the Castle. I feel so bad for you guys. This is why you trust the people you should trust when it comes to the news sources. You got Sean Ross Sapp, Andrew Zarian, Cassidy Haynes, Russell Votes, and PW Insider. Those are the 5 people you should trust. Don't trust anybody named Zero News or anything like that. Don't. You're not. Kermit 125. He hasn't really done much, but he has reported some things. He reported Cody was going to be the match with Seth Rollins at Mania. He reported the feud with Asuka and Becky Lynch. So I mean you can trust him too. But the main 5, Cassidy Haynes, is the one who reported that they were going to do the AEW was going to do the United Center. That Danielson and Brody King signed with AEW. Sean Ross Sapp is the king of scoops. He did the whole he reported CM Punk was coming back. He's reported pretty much all the returns that's happened so far, from Karrion Kross to Dakota Kai to Hit Row to PW Insider also helped with the Hit Row thing. But who else did? Dexter Lumis. There's a whole thing with Dexter Lumis going on now, so that should be good. Raw. We'll talk about the only match announced for Raw is. I think there's another match announced for. Oh, hang on a second. Let me look here. Let me go to. I think Raw has another preview here. So hang on a second. Oh, preview. I believe the only match is a steel cage match announced for the show, which is 24 hours. So for right now, it's only a steel cage match that I know of for Miz and Lashley for the U.S. title. The whole Miz has got a whole thing with Dexter Lumis going on, and he also got Johnny Gargano's back, so he's feuding with Austin Theory. So there's all that stuff rumored that Candice LeRae is probably going to come back to the Monday Night Raw. Indy Hartwell's probably going to go up to Monday Night Raw and join Dexter Lumis, all that stuff. And then on SmackDown, like I said, you got the reformation of Imperium. You got what's next for Drew McIntyre. You got what's next for Roman Reigns. I'm assuming what's next for McIntyre is Karrion Kross. But I don't know who's next for Roman Reigns at this point. Solo Sikoa, we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed Clash of the Castle. I'm glad. I hope you guys did too. I'm enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm excited to cover more WWE programming. Like I said, Raw, SmackDown, maybe some NXT, depending on how I feel about the show. I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Depends on how I feel about the show. If I feel like the show's not worth reviewing, I'm not gonna review it. That's how I feel about Rampage. So, anyways, I've been Matt the Misfit. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Until then, I will see you hopefully tomorrow for Worlds Collide review, and maybe Worlds Collide, but most definitely for All Out. All right. Well, I am Matt the Misfit. I would like to say peace out, and thanks for watching or listening.